Okay. Assalamu alaikum everyone. We are back to our marketing chapter, and now today what we are going to do is two different types of orientation methods: market orientation and product orientation. So let's dive in. Market orientation. First, market orientation is a customer focused approach. There's lot of market research is carried out as decisions are based around what customers want rather than what the business thinks is right. The key idea is love the customer, not the product. Now this is just the basic summary of what market orientation is. They try to love the customer, not the product. So they are actually trying to adapt to what the customer wants. Whatever the customer wants, they try to give it to the customer. So hence they carry out a lot of market research to understand the customer needs and wants, and hence they provide them to the customer profitably. Of course, that's the first thing that we just did in marketing. About what is marketing: identifying customers need and meeting it profitably. That's exactly what market orientation method does. It's a customer focused approach, and they see there's a lot of market research involved. They see what the customers want and then provide it, not what the business thinks is right for customer and then just try making that product. No, they understand what customers need and then provide that product only. So what are the benefits of? There are some benefits and limitations as well. The benefits are that the business becomes flexible to changes in demand patterns. Of course, if the business is carrying out market research and understanding what the customers need, they can understand how much demand is there for a product and how much is not. So they adapt accordingly, and hence they are flexible to changes in demand. The next point is that the business through market research will have a strong understanding of the needs of the customers, as this is the main point of orientation, that they do market research to understand what the customers need and hence provide that product. So this point is also met over here. And finally, the new products made this way have a greater chance of success, as you have done a lot of market research. You know what the customers need, and hence you will provide that product which will meet their demand, their need, and of course there's a greater chance of success. Then there are, however, limitations as well, because of the high cost of market research is one of the most biggest limitation of that, because not all business might be able to carry out lots of market research, and there's some limitations of market research as well, which we'll be discussing in later videos. About there's primary market research, there's secondary market research, and each have their own limitations. So the cost part is about the market research might be accurate, but it will be very costly for the business. Secondly, constant internal changes as needs of the markets need to be met. So you have to change some equipment maybe or get something different. Constantly there's some change in order to meet the demands of the business. So there will be some cost involved in changing machineries maybe, or lots of time and effort to meet the demands of the business, meet the demands of the customer. So there's a lot of internal changes going on. And then there's the unpredictability of future. Of course, if a economy goes into recession, maybe just like in the COVID situation, the whole landscape of market may change. So you might not be able to adapt to what the customers need. So that could be a very tricky situation for market orientation method. Next up, we have product orientation. A product orientation is product focused, as the name suggests. In this method, a business focuses on developing high quality product which can be sold to the market at the right price, but with insufficient attention to what it is that the customers really want. You are making high quality products and selling it to market at the right price without giving much attention to customers really want. So there's no market research involved over here. You are just thinking what is right, what the business thinks is right for the customer, and they provide it to the customers, not asking them what they really want. The product is based on what is perceived as the organization's internal strength. Whatever you think is right, you have the strength, you have the machinery to produce it, you produce that. The demand of the product will be created when the product is launched. The main idea is love the product, not the customer, as opposed to the market orientation, where it was love the customer, not the product. So it's completely opposite to that. And there's no demand for these products, but when these products are launched, they create their own demand, they create their own market, because these products are made with high technology. There's a lot of research and development going on. For example, you can say for lots of car like Benz car, that Ford, and even mobile phones like Apple iPhones, maybe I'm telling you. Apple created products, so that was a big hit, and it created its own demand. There was no demand for such things, but they themselves created the demand. So that's what product orientation basically is. Now, what are the benefits? Firms are focused on internal quality, so they don't need to do the market research and all. They are focused on what they have their own strength, so they are likely to make products which will be strong enough to, they don't have to get, there won't be much cost involved. Actually, that's the main idea behind this point. And then technological investment can be applied to a wide range of products, and hence economies of scale can be more easily achieved. There's you buy one machinery, for example, and you're making multiple products from that same machineries. You're making iPhones, you're making AirPods, and I don't know what sort. But the whole idea is that the same machineries, the same technology is used for a wide range of products, so economies of scale are achieved. What are economies of scale? It's just the reduction in unit cost due to an increase in capacity utilization or increase in the scale of operations of the business. It is a little complex. We'll discuss it in more detail in the operations chapter when we reach there. For now, it's just something that is achieved by when a business grows, you can say. So, as the business has greater technology, they will use that technology for a wide range of products, as you are not there's no need for internal changes. You are just using the same machinery for different types of products. Now, this will come in limitation as well, as the technology applied can be left behind. You're using the technology, but what if there's some innovation and the technology is not useful anymore? You need to buy something different. So that could be a big limitation of the market of product orientation. So that's not something you can avoid easily. There will be a lot of cost involved in getting new machinery. So that is one big limitation. And the other limitation is, of course, changes in market structure cannot be responded quickly. So as you are not doing any market research, you are not responding to what customers want. So if a market structure changes, a customer's taste and what changes, you can't respond to that because you don't even knew what they wanted before. So how can you predict what they will want later? And the funny thing is that fashion and taste are not accounted for the product, so there's a greater risk of product failing. Of course, because like you don't actually account what the you don't do market research to understand what the customers really want. So how can you react to what customers want? You won't be able, the product won't be like what the customers really want, and there is a chance for product failing unless the product is so good, something really unique that customers really enjoy, and hence the demand is created. But unless that happens, the demand will be much less, and there is a greater risk of product failing. But with greater risk comes greater rewards as well. The higher the risk, the higher the rewards. That's what something in business is. So we've discussed about product orientation as well as market orientation. Hope you guys understood it. Thanks for watching. Allah Hafiz.